Okay, good afternoon, or almost good evening. It's T.I.T, Rate My Beer, and it's the Perfect Draft. Kind of like talking about all the 2024 releases. We're all going to do one originally. Me, Sups, Captain, and Bazza. I know Captain's done his. The other two are so-so, which is understandable. I'm doing it in here, the conservatory, rather than the bar. Obviously, some of the videos more recently have been in here rather than the bar because it's a bit cold out there. So it's a bit of a mess room. It's kind of like my workroom and some of my clothes in the corner, but it is what it is. That's how it is, and that's how it's going to be sometimes, I say, for now. So, where do we go? On 2024, I got some notes, but the first thing I forgot to write down. It all started off, probably I think it was late 2023, but we didn't all get the keg till 2024. It was Stellagate, and Stellagate really, I don't know. That was where something that had always been proud to be Belgium suddenly became English. And although I thought at first the kegs were actually pretty decent, for me that doesn't work. That's a definite no-no. No matter what you say, how you're going to go in life, that shouldn't be happening, should it? I think we all know that. That's not good. That's not gonna, it's not gonna cut the mustard, is it, basically? So what I'll do first is I'll go on the kegs that are released all the way through. Most of them I tried. There's, I think, one that I missed, and not in any particular order, but in as much order as what I can remember. So we had Hackebeck, German Pilsner. For me, at least you can buy it in the supermarket, but it wasn't great. It was nothing to shout about. Right from the offs, I said that keg was poor. Some YouTubers agreed with me, some didn't, like people on Facebook. And that's fair enough, it's an objective opinion. But like, until the point of that coming out in the UK, I've been to Germany how many times? And I hadn't even heard of it. And it's not a great beer, even as far as German beers go. So that's right, I better tick that, mark that one off. Hackebeck, right. And then you had Darkness Beckons. That might have been the first one. I can't remember. But that was the Vocation Brew York Stout. That is the only keg I think I've missed. Well, there is another one, but I'd already had the bottle. But anyway, then another one you had was Old Peculiar. So Darkness Beckons, I can't go into. I know it's very coffee based, which puts Michelle off, who will drink a stout. I'm not a stout man in any way, shape or form. I've got more into the latest stouts and that, but I'm still not big bang on them, if that makes sense. I'll give anything a try, you know, but they're not for me overall. Old Peculiar. Now this has become a big favourite. For me, it's an old ale. Don't taste much different to the bottle. People say it's like the cask, it's this and that. They obviously know a lot more about that than I do, because for me, it was very heavy. And it was all right for a few pints, but I wouldn't want to go any further than that, if that makes sense. And then you had the Camden Top. Oof, Jesus. Which was meant to be a lager and lime. And it was like, I think it was 3% and it was like, he forgot to put the lime in, or lager and lemon, or something. Lager and lemon, I believe it was. I haven't got the phone here. This is about the 5th time I've started to shoot this video. So, oh, no way. That's taking the mick. Oh, God. I'm going to carry on with this. Anyway, but that's to do with some dust caps. That's something totally different. It's like, let's just not worry about it. Let's just not go there. Right, yeah, Camden Top. I managed to swap an empty to get a 3/4 keg of it with someone locally, a good friend, Greg. But that was, I think he'd had 1 pint out of it. I did the review, had 1 pint out of it, and just didn't go near it again. That was just it. That was like, no way. Michelle managed to drink it, luckily, So that was, it didn't all go to waste. You had the Belgian Anastodi or something. I can't think of the name of it. I've got the glass, but that was a big 8.5 out of 10. Again, I actually really like that. So did Michelle and SJ here. But again, it didn't go down too well with Simo and Bazza on YouTube. I mean, that's one of them things. I get we're not all going to like the same things, but I do believe to say that's got no taste is a travesty upon mankind. I think I've got another bottle of it and everything, and even got the glass. I think that was a great keg. You know, it's one of them things. We're all going to differ. I get that, but that for me delivered, and there's no doubt about it. Right, now you had what's probably, actually no, before that as well, you had Left Prestige, which again, big hitter, 8.5% ABV. You're starting talking numbers here. Now, I reviewed that and thought it was absolutely beautiful, and I really did. It was smooth, it was cool, it was calm, it was just everything I wanted out of a keg. I've only just had it again, and it's just not delivered the same. Literally, I think it's about 8 months later or something. I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe one of it was me, I don't know, but I don't think your taste buds change that much in 8 months. I think the consistency of some of these kegs, which goes into something later, which I will talk about as well, does make you wonder. I've just wrote that one down now. But yeah, anyway, that was just my take on that. Then you have, of course, you had Peroni. Now, Peroni, people, as I say, went absolutely mad over. Become the best-selling keg. For me, that was a poor excuse of £40. When there's beer reviewers out there saying this could be the keg of the year, then if that's what we're looking at in the future of Perfect Draft, I don't think it's going to go too far. Around the same time with Peroni, you had Singer. The best thing with Singer, go and get a bottle of it from Tesco's. It's pretty much the same. Peroni, I will give, it is better on the keg than it was the bottle. That's definitely right. Right, then you had the Ninkasi IPA. Now, we didn't actually try that on keg because we'd had the bottle, and Michelle wasn't really that much into it, and it was never going to be my thing. So for me, I had to take a skip on that because it's a lot of money for these kegs now. We got to remember, you're talking an average of about £40 if you don't get them on discount when all the three coincide together. I was trying to get a beer review out quick sometimes. Obviously, you jump the gun still even now because people ask you for the review. Like, where's the review, Paul? Where's the review? And you're kind of like, oh, wow. So you get it, you know. I paid £40 with postage for a couple of kegs. I won't mention which ones it was, but yeah, I did do that twice throughout the year. I'd say I did miss a couple. It's the first year that we've missed any kegs, I think, since 2021. So that's one of them things. Another one, you had the Meteor White IPA. Now, some people have panned that on beer groups. It's a white IPA. You've got your wheat beer and you've got a touch of hops at the end. For me, I'm going to stand out and say that is the keg of the year. And that really is. I really did get on with that. You know, you had 15 brand new kegs from what I'm working out here. And for me, that by far was the keg of the year. I wouldn't put Peroni, although it's really hard to put them in the same level as it. Then you had that's your main 11 I've mentioned there. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've only got 11. Ah, it must be 11, I don't know. Right, I think I got that right anyway. Then you had, obviously, your old speckled hen, which I liked it more than I thought, if I'm honest. But for me, it's just an old ale, you know. It's gone down well on the machine, as did Old Peculiar. But they're not going to draw me. As predominantly, I'm into Weisner's, Pils and sour beers, so it's not really going to draw me in. Proper Job was the next one. I had high expectations of that because of having it in a bottle at 5.5%. Then the keg come out, it was 4.5%. And you're like, well, hold on a minute. And then everyone said, well, don't worry, because it's out the cask. It's much better than the bottle. Rubbish. That one wasn't better than the bottle, obviously, in my subjective opinion. And I understand that we can't all agree on everything. But if that's worth £40 at 4.5% ABV, then George Michael's turning up today. So there you go. What can I say? Camden Easy IPA. 5% ABV. Yeah, okay. That was kind of... It was nice. I think it came out the wrong type of year, which obviously they tend to do that a lot, you know. You'll have 30 degrees outside and AB InBev will go and release a stout. You know, Camden Easy was easy, you know. You know, it was easy. Easy drinking, it was good. I get that. But it weren't blowing you away, you know. Again, another £40 keg. 5% ABV, a little bit better than the 4.5 of Proper Job, but it still wasn't, you know, it didn't have that Midas touch, you know. I say it was good, but it wasn't perfect. Your last release, obviously, was Corona Ligra, 3.2%. At the time of doing this, I'm just about to review that today. I've been meaning to review it for about 4 days. I think it came 4 days ago. I've had a pint and I won't say anything until I've done the full review, because when I did drink it on a live, I had been drinking Left Blonde. So, okay, you've got to look at it that way. It might be, I could be wrong with it, and I don't want to be spitting out my dummy when it's wrong. So, that was your main keg releases. 14 or 15, I'm getting confused here. Then, of course, not only did you have the ones that came back again, which we'll talk about in a minute, which was great to see someone, you know, for other people, not so much for me, because for me, when all the moving happened, you missed Left Spring. Left Spring for me is the best left out of all of them. It is an absolute cracker of a beer. Hopefully, come February, March, they'll have it right this year and we get Left Spring, because that, for me, is what it's all about. Anyway, we know Stella Gate. They kept the Stella at 5% at the moment. Well done. You know, they get a star for that. But, of course, you had the Stella Gate. You had the Budweiser that dropped from 5 to 4.5. And don't tell me they're the same, because they are nowhere near the same. That one, I don't know what they did with that. They chose to go down that road, and I get that. As with the Mao, whatever you want to call it, that dropped from 5.1 to 4.8. Although I must admit, we, and that's we as in both of us, didn't notice anything significant too much with the Mao, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Left Blonde. Again, it was like Stella Gates happening all over again. That drops from 6.6 to 6. Now, that's quite bad. I've just done Left Blonde again on a live. And in all due honesty, it is thinner, but it's not that much in it. But they've robbed us. Now, come on, there's traditions with Left. You know, the Left Abbey is brewed there. And it's not meant to be brewed in Wales, is it? Alongside all the other ones. They've totally taken away all what was right about that. Your Viva Roma. That came back. So this started off as Lisa, went to Romola, and now it's come back as Viva Roma. The difference is this time, they took a chunk off the ABV. And that is a absolutely poor keg. Jesus Christ. I don't know what they were playing at there. That wasn't going to impress anyone. On a strength of other things for other people, Jaupala came back and sold out really quickly. I think there's another batch there now. Brewdog's Punk IPA, which another one that's been slowly, but that is still quite a favourite. That's just come back at the point of making this video. It's about December the 18th or 17th now, I think. So obviously you had your two Oktoberfest back earlier in the year, about the end of August, I think it was, beginning of September. I didn't go on either of them that good. I thought both of them had much too much of a sweetness to it. You also had your Snyder's Bayrich back. I didn't do that keg because I found it too sweet the year before. You had Frankie Royal as well, which again has been a controversial release because I didn't find it the same. Some didn't find it the same. Some did. Obviously, this whole thing's subjective. And I get that, but, you know, if I give it well, okay, last year, got this piece of paper here. Last year was a great year, 2023. Now, I'm only going to name 5 kegs, but to name 5 kegs from this year would be very hard. The 5 kegs from last year: Hertog Jan Pilsner, Frankie Kellerbeer, Vocation Hop, Skip and Juice, Ninkasi, obviously the lager, and Mount Blanc. Both the Ninkasi and Mount Blanc, both French, both 6.5, and both cracking beers. Unless you tried them, remember, you don't know. The difference is there. Only Vocation Hop, Skip and Juice is available in the supermarkets in the UK. The other 4 you're not going to get for love nor money. Now here, even if I was choosing, which I would never choose Hack back, the Darkness Beckons was a limited edition. You've got your Meteor IPA, your Ninkasi IPA, which you could only just pick, and then your Asnoti and your Left Prestige. So you're only picking 6. Now 3 of them I wouldn't touch. That's not good stats, is it? It's just like, I get that road that they're going down, and in some ways I see why. But like, you know what I mean? Don't keep digging at what we've got. Like Stella and Left could have been left the same. You could have kept a lot more people happy. This supermarket sweep that this machine's coming, they're never going to win. Because as time goes on, all these idiots that drink your 4.6 Stella in a pub, and that's what you are, in my opinion. If you drink that 4.6 Stella in a bar, then you have no idea. And I just feel you're wasting your money. Again, subjective opinion, but the point about that being is, if you're going to drink that, you're going to drink this stuff. So if you're going to drink that in the pub, you're going to drink that can in the shop. So why would you pay extra for this stuff? So, brings me to the last point, Stella Unfiltered. Supposedly used to be brewed at Camden in Enfield before Wales was open, which would make sense, and now it's brewed, I think, in Wales with the rest of it. A lot of people, not just myself, the batches not being consistent, that's something they've got to look at. Something I wouldn't have been saying in a video. If I had any point of contact with them, that would have been something that I'd have made them aware of. They very rarely talk to me now. That's fair enough. Maybe where I've said a bit too much in a few videos. I don't know. It was never the same when Dan left, unfortunately. Obviously, I wish them well with January, and I pretty much know your first 2 kegs in January. It'll be a 50-50 on who's happy there. I don't know. Not really. Not that much for me. But one of them is a big, big, big one. As long as the information I have is right. You would be in for a treat, but it's just not that good for me. Depends how it goes in a way. And the other one's just rubbish, in my opinion, of course. But it'll sell, and it's the wrong time to bring it out, though. So, what can I say? Thanks for watching. Do let us know your thoughts. I know this has not been my greatest video ever, if I'm honest. As I say, wasn't in a great frame of mind for the last few days. Nothing bad, just everything happens when I go to do it and so on. But I got it up there, out there. I'll get it uploaded as soon as possible. Thank you and bonjour.